Welcome to the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Bush Declaration.
The Bush Declaration is a document signed by an elected body in Harford County, Maryland in 1775, pledging our support to the American Revolution.
At the risk of our lives and our fortunes.
The men who signed the Bush Declaration did so at the risk of their lives and fortunes because of the revolutionary fervor that was beginning to take hold in Harford County at the time. The people of Harford County were aware of what was happening in Philadelphia and in Boston, and they felt that the colonies were no longer being treated fairly by the British government.
We're honoring the signers of the Bush Declaration and their descendants, many of whom still live here in Harford County. We will be visiting several historic sites associated with the Bush Declaration and its signers right here in Harford County, where the spirit of independence took root and flourished.
So 8 generations ago, our relative Daniel McComas was part of the 34 signers of the Bush Declaration.
So I'm related to 2 of the signers, Judge Smithson and John Archer, and I'm also related to Isaac Webster, who was present, but he was a Quaker, so he did not actually sign the document.
I am a proven descendant of Abraham Whitaker, and I'm in the process of verifying my descent from James McComas and Daniel Scott. Ironically, my husband, Howard Scarf, is a descendant of James McComas.
I am a relative of 5 of the signers of the Bush Declaration: William Smithson, Charles Anderson, Aquila Hall, John Durham, and Josiah Carville Hall.
The signers of the Bush Declaration were 34 men elected by the people of Harford County. They were all landowners and were merchants, farmers. One was a blacksmith. They generally were people of means.
Over 8 generations ago, it's amazing that these fellows got together and agreed together to sign this declaration that was a whole year before the actual Declaration of Independence was signed.
The courage in signing was really pretty astounding, considering that they were, in signing, they were being treasonous towards the mighty British Empire and risking their lives for them and also the safety of their families.
These men risked everything by signing their name to the Bush Declaration. Their lives were at risk, their property, their possession. They could have been hung for treason. Everything was at stake.
The reason these folks did that was that they had tasted freedom in Americas. They knew. They had come to this land, and their ancestors from Europe, they knew what it was like to be oppressed. They knew what the freedom of the Americas brought to them and their children. And they were willing to maintain that at the risk of their own lives, because that was a radical new feeling. You hadn't had this sense of you are free people, you plot your own destiny, and once they had a taste of that, there was no going back.
I'm standing to the rear of Bush Tavern, the last colonial building standing in Bushtown. 250 years ago today, 500 feet down the road, on the right-hand side is a monument to the Bush Hotel, where 34 men gathered to sign the first Declaration of Independence from England.
Welcome to Sophia's Dairy. Built in 1768, it was built by Aquila Hall, who was the first signer of the Bush Declaration. It is a very large house, 65 feet by 45 feet, and it entertained the likes of George Washington. Martha Washington and her nieces and nephews stayed here. It is an example of a beautiful Georgian building.
I think it's important to note that until very recently, within the last 150, 200 years, the Bush Declaration was relatively unknown. It had actually been located in the late 19th century amongst the dusty papers of the basement of the county courthouse in Bel Air. Prior to that, it was a totally unknown document. So it is just an important part of our nation's history that is not well known by even the people in Harford County.
We celebrate and take pride in our history and our fellow Harford Countyans who risked their lives and fortunes in support of freedom and independence.
For the 250th Bush.